Привет, Yulia. Как дела? Today is Thursday, February the 2nd, here in San Francisco, and it's about 12:15 in the afternoon. I've had a chance to surf over the news, the world news today, this morning, and take a good look at my company to see kind of how I feel with what's going on in the world and where my company is. And also have had the time to really take an in-depth look at what it is I want to say in this message with you today. And after going over everything and reading through the tweets, I have come to the conclusion that it's best that I just talk to you about God, because the news that I've read and the tweets that I see going on with the world leaders today, it basically, says to me, well, where is God? And in particular, the God that I serve, the God of Israel. Where is He um, within all of this news and the things that are taking place in the world today? And so that's what this message is about. The God in which I serve, and where I see Him acting in the world today, even in our present state. Uh, my state being here in the United States, unable to conduct business uh, that I wish to conduct overseas, and where you are confined inside of a prison, but still yet, even though we're not where we want to be, we're able to see where God is with us, and that's what I want to share. And the thing that I want to share the most, and the thing that I'm dealing with the most, okay, as it relates to what God is up to nowadays. As we look out, we see the world is in great turmoil. We see uh, the Arab awakening movement. We also see the Occupy Wall Street movement. Okay, and those things that are going on is, in my idea, is just a stir. It's a warning. Okay, because I've learned over the past couple of years that God moves through people. That is one of the things that I've seen the most, and God has allowed me to see His people, um, in particular in the desert. The riots, the demonstrations, and all of those things. God put the rage in the hearts of men to stand up and to do things about injustice. And when it comes to me, He's put the same fire in my heart, which is how I'm able to see the fire in other people's heart. But when it comes to me personally, He's allowed me to see that we're in a very special day and time. And let me say that again. We're in a very special day, days rather, in time, in a special moment in time, where we're having to deal with gray hairs. And it's written specifically in the Bible and by the prophets, prophesies this time we're in. And this time that we're in is the time that He is labeled as gray hair. What is gray hair? What are we referring to? We're referring to sin. We're referring to a time when God has already said that the cause of lawlessness and sin, mainly homosexuality, okay, anal sex, drugs, all of these activities that lead to AIDS and the HIV virus, okay, is why we are in a time what is called gray hairs. Now, the AIDS epidemic broke out about 20 something years ago, okay? Back in the 1980s. So, we're like right at 30, over a little over, right at 30 years of living in AIDS, and that is time enough for the gray hairs to show. Now, my Bible clearly tells me that because of homosexuality, okay, there is gray hairs growing inside of the doggone male female body, okay, mainly through the reproductive organs. Okay, it doesn't require faith to know this. Why? Because once I came across that, I began to look around town, and again, I'm in San Francisco, gay capital, okay, and I'll sit some mornings in Starbucks, and one particular morning, about, I want to say about a good week and a half ago, I sat at my table sipping on my coffee, and I seen two females. Both, one came in and sat down, and after she left, another female came in and sat down. Both of them had warts on their face. Okay, and one thing about California, here in San Francisco, and here in the United States, warts are everywhere. Okay, it doesn't take a lot to see somebody that's holding warts from being exposed to homosexuality and things of that nature, and anal sex and stuff like that. But the problem with the warts is that whenever you find somebody with warts, you can now find gray hairs growing out of the warts. Okay, and these hairs is not like the white grayish hair that grows on your head. Okay, these are silver gray hairs that are growing out of the warts that are already present inside of the reproductive organs. And I've seen it visibly on the outside of warts. And my Bible clearly tells me that when gray hairs forms, unseen gray hairs, that is, begin to form on humans, that's the first step to alienism, to being alien. And I've been saying that in quite a few of my videos in the past, that uh, this outbreak of herpes, warts, and things of that nature is going to lead to gray hairs, silver gray hairs growing, and a loss of human traits in the body, which is how I can relate to alienism. Okay, and this is going to, and my Bible even clearly says, as we move forth in time, this is going to be accepted as genuine fact as more people come out with it. Okay, and then you have to ask yourself, well, what is all this going to do or add up to? It's going to add up to who is no longer human. Now that is the long-term faith that I have in terms of what's going on nowadays. Okay, which makes the world pretty small to me, because I can see that you're in prison as a result of homosexuality. And I hate to put it to you having to serve a sentence based off of homosexuality itself, but what I'm saying, what is driving your enemy, or Yanukovych, what is driving him to get rid of you is his homosexual drive, which is a problem automatic, because we already know that's going to lead to gray hairs. Okay? Now, what's in the middle between homosexuality, gray hairs, and anal sex? Okay? Blood. Okay? Because as people begin to grow these silver gray hairs out of these warts and things of that nature, rest believe that they are bleeding in their sexual reproductive areas. Okay? So I say all of that to get all of that out in the forefront. This is the day and age we're in. A lot of times what we're dealing with is people who are trying to advance this. And it's coming out of America. It is coming straight out of America. And this is what's going on under capitalism. Okay, a bunch of people who are subject to disease. You can read the reports. Americans are on more antibiotics and more drugs, and the bacteria is only uh, outsmarting the antibiotics. It's adapting to it. Okay, so what we're finding going on in the world is a mass of people who have fallen to bacteria in the bloodstream, and they've linked up with the capitalist movement and said, this is how we'll conquer. Okay, well, my Bible, my God says that, Jodel, I've been with you from day one. Okay, and as long as I'm God, there will be, and I want to say it that way, as long as I look on earth, I will find a man on earth because of gray hairs that we're living in. And so this is the time where you'll see men of God standing up. We're on the offense, because what we'll find is that if people like Victor Yanukovych had their way, we will live in a world of no sex. Why? Because we are not able to reproduce any longer. Okay? And no man is going to sit by while he watches women being persecuted, being destroyed, or at least attacked on a mental, physical, and spiritual level. So, that is what I want to talk to you about. Is that the movement that's going on up under and when I mean up under, I mean the situations going on behind the scenes, is the fact that we cannot allow people who have befallen or who have fallen from God's will to live a life of peace and prosperity due to wanting to be small minded and allow a single cell organism such as bacteria take control of their entire lives. So we won't allow that to happen. Your president is already alarmed by my comments to him, because as long as I see you in prison, I see somebody trying to spread disease in office, and I will attack it. That is my message today. Talk to you later. Bye-bye.